This is Thokozo Mabaso reporting for Global Go Media. The World Bank Institute held its first global meeting in South Africa. Open contracting is about government transparency and accountability regarding contracts. We took it to the people to find out if they understand it. Do you think government wala South Africa the way amathenda akhishwa ngakhona kubantu uyayenza indonto?
No, akayenzi. I think it's favors and nepotism in our government.
I think they must first start with corruption. They must clean up the corruption first.
I don't think it's fair because now the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer.
I think in some contexts, open contracting is a very helpful thing, especially at community level. But if you just openly expect national governments to be open in their contracting without putting it in context, then it can be problematic.
I've heard a lot of complaints from people who are trying to get tenders but they can't. Yeah, I feel like government and their families and their friends are the people that usually get tenders.
You see, the issue around transparency and corruption go together in procurement. So if we have a state, for example, that doesn't disclose the criteria that you need to follow in order to tender, right? So it's going to be a breeding ground for corruption, because it will mean that those who are close to the leaders in government are going to get the information and therefore get the tender, whereas other people who might have the right experience and the right expertise and knowledge might lose out.
I think they should look at not the person who's getting the tender, but the idea. If I come and I say I want to have a tender and I have reasons and I have resources and I have budgets and it looks like I'm going to be successful, then I should get a tender. Just like if a person wants to start a business, you have to have a business plan. It has to look like it will be successful in the future for you to get it.
I can't say that everyone, any random person, me, myself, walking here could get it, but then there should be a certain criteria, but not too specific.
The South African government is more open in the way that it contracts than some other governments, but it could probably do more.
Our government right now, wonke umuntu ufuna ukubona yena as successful and wealthy.
Mele bafinyelele like kubantu beze kithi. Ngoba kumanje makube bawayenza lamathanda abo bawayenza maybe le endaweni zabo not la abezi kithi asazi next like kuthi kwenzakalani. They are doing into yabo nje, maybe athathela bona but not thina.
Labantu laba abakhipha nama contract bawakhiphela bona as themselves, bakhohlwa ngathi la ikasi ukuthi thina siphila kanjani ekasi, bayakhohlwa into eziningi la ikasi need to change and bona badla imali istani ngabe bayisa ku community like la contract wonke utasebenze community ni create jobs.
We don't want a state that is secretive, because that is going to lead to corruption. So you as people in this country must engage with the state, must play as a conscience to the state to say, remember that you are required by the constitution to be transparent in your dealings.
The rules now don't even last. The RDPs don't last. Everything doesn't last. But yet you see people getting rich.
Okay, I don't want to mention names, but then we know that we have greedy people out there.
Open contracting is not only about transparency, but it's also about accountability. So the people who, for example, want to tender for a government contract can hold the state accountable if it does not follow its own rules.
This is Thokozo Mabaso reporting for Global Go Media. This is our world and my voice.